Hi everybody, we're back and we're going to do something different this month. And when I say different, I mean like really different. We're going to do NaNoWriMo. And when I say we're going to do NaNoWriMo, I don't mean like we're going to keep track of word counts and all that fun stuff. I mean we're going to write NaNoWriMo this month. Every day, that's the plan. We'll see how realistic that is. That may be crazy. But we're going to try it, and I do hope that you guys will watch it. Because the more you watch it, the more likely I'll be doing this stuff in the future. So stick around, and if you have comments, leave a comment below. But I'm going to spin this first video just kind of prepping, and I want to show you guys something I've been working on with Scrivener, and it's going to be some planning documents on characters and just basic novel planning and the like. And also I put together something for NaNoWriMo that, to do a template to make it a little easier to track where we are in NaNoWriMo. So that's going to be a lot of my stuff this month is going to be written in that. But it's an experiment, as always, everything is, and this could bomb, but hopefully it won't, because I would like to, hopefully people will be interested enough to do this themselves. Because I think right now, I just was looking at YouTube and some of the different NaNoWriMo videos over the years, and there may be a reason why no one's doing this. It might be that it's actually a terrible idea. But I'm just thinking back to the Scrivener versus YWriter videos, where I'm just looking at my view counts, and one of the ones that did better than the others was the one where we actually write a scene. And I do want to do more of those at some point. I just actually noticed just now that they released YWriter 7, or they're working YWriter 7. Maybe it's still in beta. So I'm not using that right now, but I still want to go back to Pop Goes the Waterbed and do some more chapters and scenes and things for that story, because I do have at least one person who commented who actually liked the idea. So maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. It's not something I see very often on YouTube, and again, there might be a good reason for that. But then there also might be a new thing that maybe we just need to try. So that's my goal, is to do nano. That's Mork and Mindy. NaNoWriMo on through actually the record, or through the screen capture, and hopefully you guys will stick around and actually watch that, or fast forward to the end and see how I did. But either way, we're gonna try it, and I hope it works. I hope you like it. So we're gonna start the first prep video on those planning documents, and I just want to kind of give you an overview of what NaNoWriMo is, and where you might go in order to register if you want to do that yourself this year, and then just some of the reasons why you might do that in general. So come follow me to my computer, and we'll go take a look at some of these Scrivener documents and these planning documents, and I'm going to provide a link below also on where you can download the templates if you want to participate yourself. Make sure you have Scrivener if you do want to use these templates. They won't work otherwise. I mean, you could try, but I don't think they're going to do you much good if you don't have Scrivener. I do want to just warn you guys again, I have the Windows version of Scrivener, so if you're running on a Mac, good for you. Congratulations. I don't have a Mac, and that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So, sorry if that offends you, but that's what I got. So anyway, all right, stay tuned. We're going to continue on here in just a second with more NaNoWriMo. Okay, so we're at my computer now, and we're right now we're looking at the NaNoWriMo webpage, and you can see my stats as of that is 2019. I have 2 stories that I've worked on sort of in the last couple of years. I didn't used to do NaNoWriMo because I just had plenty of other stuff to work on. I just felt it's one more thing to throw on my plate. But this is where we go. Oh, I've decided that I am going to be more proactive and stay with NaNoWriMo. So this is where we go in order to register our books and keep track of our stuff. So this is what I worked on in the last couple of years. As you can see, I didn't have had no prolific year whatsoever last year. I was very distracted. But I didn't do too badly the year before. These are books I will at some point finish, I hope, but for now we're not worrying about it. So we'll come back to this in a bit, and we'll do our new project, but I want to show you guys the templates that I'm working on with NaNoWriMo and Story Planning General. So right now what I have for the NaNoWriMo template is we've got just a kind of a welcome page for how to use it thing. It's no big deal. And right here I have an overview of some tips you can do whenever you want to join NaNoWriMo. So if you download the document template, again, it's going to be in the description below. Just make sure you read these pages to kind of get an overview of what you should be doing. But the meat of this template is that you can do your planning here in the document overview section for quick and dirty story reminders, and then the tracking elements is what I would find really interesting, because you can actually just kind of modify this for your current year, and then down here you have your I'm sorry, you have your after NaNoWriMo when you're actually finished, and then but down here you have your novel by day section where you can actually click each day that you're on and then write your section in that day. And so what's cool about it, I'll give you an overview here, is that if you do your project targets, you'll see right now I've got 3 words out of 50,000. So I've already set the target for the whole document, but also you can see down here in the little window, words 3 out of 167. So when I start typing my document, this is all going to update. And so every day that I add to NaNoWriMo, I'm going to automatically see this count. So this is going to be an easy tracker for those who want to keep up with the word count. And then, of course, the best way to use it is to click on or to write a summary of what you do each day so that you can keep track of your progress for each additional day. And then when you're done, you come back to your tracking elements and you just update your word counts where you are in a given day. And then also if you want to make any commentary on how this day went, for example, this day was awful, I managed only 3 words, you can write that down, and there you go. It's there for history. So you can format this however you want, but I just think it's really useful. So the way you're going to use it is you'll go, and I hope you can see that. I think I lowered my resolution down a little too low here. Can I move it? Yep, barely. Okay, I probably didn't need to do that. You can kind of see the tabs when you get there, but and again, if you're using a Mac, it's going to look a little different anyway, so do what you will. But I've already got the template saved, so what you'll do is you'll do a file, new project, and then I have this section in the fiction section, so it's this big ugly graphic right here, the NaNoWriMo basic template. Just click on that and you can see the description there, and then just enter your name and create a new template, and then you're ready to go. So it's really useful, I think. We're not going to do that yet. The other thing I want to show you too is the story planning general that I've got. And this is going to be, this is a work in progress right now. I've got officially labeled it Alpha 1 because it's nowhere near exactly what I want, but this is going to be like a mega planning document. I would honestly consider waiting to use this until you're actually planning a novel. It's not being rushed. But it's up to you. You can do what you want. But what I have here is I've got a section on story overview. This whole thing is just describing what each type is, so that if you need a reference point, you can just go look at the definition of what these are, and then hopefully that'll give you ideas. But if you go down into the template itself, you can actually fill in these sections in order to get a handle on what your story is, or if you need to work on your characters, you can determine who your character is. And once you go into the actual template, you can add each page to your character. So if you can rename these if you want to. So like if you want your template to be characters John Smith, you can rename them the John Smith character. Whatever works for you. But the template here, the purpose of this is to work as a hub for like all of your major planning elements, and it doesn't just stop at character and all of that. I am working on backstory. This is the one that's kind of empty right now. I'm basing it on Lisa Crown's Story Genius, and I got to go back and review my notes on that, which is to say I don't have notes on it yet, but I will. But I thought the part 2 Story Genius really did well to describe backstory. So if you haven't read that book yet, it's one worth your library, and you kind of get a jump on this template if you go check out that section. But that's kind of what all this is here. Oh, actually I filled this one in. Look at me. I'm awesome. I didn't even know this was filled in. Anyway, so the ticking clock, it's another part of the Story Genius thing. Once you have your backstory done, that's also useful for knowing where your story should begin. The marketing plan, this is more for when you're actually ready to do self-publishing. You don't really, well, I guess if you want to pitch to agents, you could do this also. This is really good though to help target what your story is. So if you're not sure exactly where to go with your story, this hopefully would actually give you some pointers. And I want to emphasize too, you'll see it's probably quite overwhelming, all the stuff or all your options you have. You don't need to fill all this in. This is not at all meant to overwhelm you. This is just meant to guide. And again, this is not your actual manuscript. This is just your planner. The way I'm planning to use this is whenever I get a new idea, but I'm not ready to write it yet, I'll probably fill in a template that, where I can just kind of store all my ideas into a single document. That way, whenever I do get around to writing it, I'll have a lot of stuff already there. So I'm not having to go back and remind myself what the thing is. So that's where I can come in with the general outline and write down what I think it should be. So this again will be updated according to the story, and then epilogue. If the epilogue is mainly for if you're doing series fiction and you want a final chapter that you're writing your way toward. I don't think the epilogue is that useful for individual books. So, but again, use it however you want. If you think that's what you need to write your way to your ending, that's fine. Connected elements I actually just finished yesterday, and I've started this document over the summer, so it's been a while, but I've kind of put it off for a bit because I get tired quickly. But this section here, it's for those elements that you want to have transfer into multiple parts of a series. So if you want to know like which books had which elements, this is where you would keep track of all that stuff. So that also means that you can update this document as you write your story or even as you plan your sequels. So this is really an all-purpose document here. Challenges, just anything that you ran into, and then amendments. These are the things where if you have an idea after the fact, and so I wrote this in because this is what I have a problem with. So for example, if I go into my Cannonball City document, which I have pulled up here, originally had it called Things Still Needed for Cannonball City. This is a basic overview of what I wanted to write into the story, or at least have in the back of my mind for some of my ideas for the future. But as I go on further down the planner, I'll actually update my ideas for what I want to do in each section. So you'll see I have date stamps all over the place, to the point where it's almost ridiculous. So at some point I'm going to lose track of all that, and I'm not going to know which way is up, which is I think what was why I stopped working on this document, because I really don't want to try to even pretend I understand what's happening here anymore. So one thing I think is really cool about story planning in general is that I can actually keep track of my updates or my idea changes just from having a little snapshot of what I want to do, and then be able to organize it that way. So I think it just makes more sense to have a little bit of organization, and so that's kind of what I planned on it. So anyway, that's what I have so far. This stuff down here from here on out is still empty, so I don't have anything to show you guys yet, but you can see what I'm planning. Front and back matter. That's going to be like the stuff that you want to put in your book if you do an ebook or paperback that's self-published. Any kind of reminder for reviews, things like that. So it'll give you a bit of a strategy of how to arrange your elements. And then this is for those who want to go traditional. I want to try to get some templates for query letters and proposals and things. Ultimately, I want to have different sections for nonfiction, screenwriting, and video games. I don't know when I'll get around to any of that stuff. So just enjoy Alpha 1 for now. That's what we're watching, or what we're looking at right now. But there's plenty here you can use. So basically use this the same way as the other. Just set up open a new project, open the template. Now the template for story planning general is in miscellaneous. It's got Power Stick Man here in the corner, and of course you can see story planning in general. Alpha 1, it's just I decided to call Alpha 1, that way you'll know that you have an old version if you ever do want more. Why is my description what? Oh, because I'm not sorry. I was looking at persuasive lecture. Like, I didn't write that. So I have just a lot of reminders, and then you can contact me at my website if you need to find out more. But anyway, that's some of my templates right now. So if any of this is interesting to you, go ahead and download it and use it. I got the links below. We'll probably do another video on actually setting this stuff up. So come back for that. I'm going to try to do that right before NaNoWriMo begins. And then we're going to do some writing in NaNoWriMo documents. So I hope it'll be fun. I don't know if it will be, but, you know, if you come back for more, then I guess you enjoyed yourself. If you don't, I understand. So, all right. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.